All right, let's begin the illustration. To begin with, the first thing you're going to have to do is import or copy the image that you're going to illustrate. If you're modeling it on Revit or SketchUp or any other software, just take a screenshot of it or save it as an image and then keep it in a place. So I have it in this folder, so I'm just going to drag and drop it. This is how it's going to look like. You can either you can just move around to change the size like this. um, if you just want to increase it in height, press shift and then move the cursor along so only the height is changing. So like that you can do this. If you've placed it properly, place it in the center, make sure both the axis snaps and then click on OK. All right, so here's the image that we want to illustrate. This is of a site plan. Once we've imported the site plan, we are going to import a background image. Like I have this very grunge texture for the background, and you can take the textured images from the internet. You can just download any high quality image that you want to. There are various websites for that. You can just download it from there. And again, if you want to change the image or something like that, you can do that and just place it properly. All right, so as you can see, this image, it ends till here and I have this remaining, so I'm just going to copy paste it to here. To copy paste it, you're going to have to press Ctrl J, and as you can see here in the layers, there's a copy of it that's been created. So once the copy has been created, click on it and just drag it and place it right next to it. All right, make sure all of the axis line snaps. That means it's been placed correctly. All right, so once you've done that, just select both the pictures, like both the backgrounds. To do that, just click on one image, press shift and click on the other image as well. That way both the layers will get selected. You can also do it in the layers option, or you can do it here. Both work the same way. So once you've done that, go to the layers, right click on it and press merge layers. So that way this becomes a single image. As you can see, you can like clearly see the line over here. Like you can clearly make out that these are two different images. So in order to merge those properly and to give it a soft finish, uh, first thing you're going to have to do is separately open this image. Like go to File, go to Open, and open the file, open the image. Here you have it. So once you've done that, go to Edit and go to Define Pattern and just press OK. So a pattern has been created. Now go back to your project. Under this, you have a clone stamp tool and pattern stamp tool. You have to select the pattern stamp tool. So you'll have this brush like over here. You can change the size of the brush as per your convenience. It could be bigger or small depending on what how much you want to soften it. And here you have the mode. You can press normal, darken. Okay, normal looks something like this. This is very minor, and if you press on difference, you have a darker one. So that way you can press anything. I'm gonna go ahead with the normal one. You can set opacity, like if you want it properly, like dark one, or if you want a little lighter one, so you can go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna just set the opacity and then just brush over the line. Alright, so this has smoothened the image out. So as you can see, you can barely make out the difference between these two. And this is how it's done. Now just select this image, select the texture and drag it below the image that we have just copied. So that way, so layers are very important to understand. If you're new to this, I recommend you to, name this layers, like you can name this as plan or a line drawing. You can name this as texture or something like that. So it'll be easier for you to understand. It's very important that the layers, the placing of the layers, it has to be correct. So we've placed it below that. So let's just go ahead and remove all these white background whatever here. So we'll only be illustrating this part of it. We'll be adding colors to only this part of it. So let's just go ahead and remove these. So in order to do that, the first thing you have to do is select the image that you want to remove, erase certain things. So under erase you have three things. One is erase tool, which is, just press OK. One is erase, which is normal erasing like this, and the second one is background eraser. This just removes the background. This is only used in like minor things like this. So if you use it for this, as you can see, the entire background goes off. If you want to remove like minor things, you have to do that. If you want like proper removal of the background, just go to magic eraser tool. This is way easier to use. Just click on the things that you don't want or you want to erase, like this. Like this, you can just erase all of the things very easily. I'm just keeping all of these lines because I don't want to get confused later. I'll be erasing them once I'm done illustrating them. So for now, I'm just keeping all the lines and just removing the white background. Alright, so this is how you do it. As you can see very neatly, all of the things that I didn't need has been erased. So that's how you do it. So once you're done erasing it, so yeah, let's just start with painting this part of it. Like I want to add a color on the top of these buildings, on top of these masses. So to do that, the first thing you have to do is select the image and go to magic wand tool. Again, you have, for selection you have three options. One is object selection tool. Like if you want to select, there's this separate tree standing here, you don't want to select the other elements, you just want to select this tree. So that is when you use this option. You use object selection tool if there is something separate standing there like that. Just approximately select the outer boundary. As you can see, only the outer boundary of this tree has been selected. And you have this another option of quick selection tool. Here, this is a free selection tool. If you just have to like click wherever you want to select, and it just freely, this is not very accurate, but if your drawing is, it does not have like this very defined lines, if it's very vague, you can use this option. And again, for easier selection, you have magic wand tool. So that way, if you have very defined lines like this, you have this very clear boundary like this. So in such cases, you can just select this tool and press on the layer that you want to select. As you can see, I just pressed on this and then on this. So this selection just goes off. In order for you to select multiple surfaces, just press Shift, and then select all of the surfaces. Alright, so I have selected all of the top of these masses, and then once you're finished with the selection, just right click and press layer via copy. So that way all of the surfaces that you just selected, a different layer, a separate layer is formed for all of the selections. Let me just show you what it looks like. Alright, so this is what it looks like, just the surfaces. Alright, so yeah, so let me just add some color to this. Just select the layer, right click on it, and go to blending tool. So here you can set the opacity. Under blending options, you can set the opacity if you want it, proper opaque image, or if you want it to be a little transparent, you can just do that over here. Also, you have various other options like, bevels and emboss, you have stroke, you have inner shadow, you have inner glow, satin, color overlay, gradient overlay, pattern, outer glow, and drop shadow. So in this one, what I'm going to be using is color overlay. Just check that button. If you go to this option, here you can pick the color you want to. Like you can pick any color you want to like this. So for color selection, I actually have this website where I pick colors from. It's called Colors or Colors. I don't know what this is, but it has all these color palettes. It has various options. They're pretty nice. I'm just gonna go ahead with this one. So it has with the hex codes. So just click on the hex code. So that says copied. Come back to your Photoshop and just over here near the hashtag, just paste it. So as you can see, the color's been selected. Press OK and make sure your opacity is 100%. So this is how it's done. Again, here you have like various options, like you have various options for your blend mode. So you can do that. You can also uh, you know set your opacity if you want it to be like dark or a little bit transparent like this or anything like that. Similarly, you have a gradient overlay. Like you can just pick colors over here, or you have preset colored options over here. You can do that. So that way you have this gradient overlay option. You can do that, or you have pattern overlay. Under this you can pick whichever pattern you want, like this. You can set your opacity, you can set your angle, and you can set the scale. So this way you can add anything. You can add a color or a gradient or a pattern or anything like that. I'm just going to go ahead with the color option and just click OK. All right.